I think it was a great for Black America. Today was a great day.
It wasn't us this time.
It wasn't us. For Black
It wasn't
America, it
us.
was a great day today because we got to sit back and watch them climb walls so they can call us monkeys. Now we're gonna watch them climb walls. Hello,
Hi,
it's Justin.
and Desmond.
And today's What's the Secret with Desmond and Justin is a little different.
Yeah, we've got some things to talk about.
Yeah.
But before we do that, what do we need to do, Justin?
Oh yeah, we need you guys to go and like,
Share.
subscribe,
And his favorite part.
and ring that bell. So today, we had the unfortunate privilege of watching, I'm just gonna call it what it is, thugs and mobsters,
Terrorists.
domestic homegrown terrorists, invade the Capitol, all in an attempt to do something that is impossible at this point: overthrow the election. Listen, people, if you're watching this and you believe that what they did today was somehow a great thing or it needed to be done, you can unfriend me, unfollow me, you can choke on a bone for all I care. It was ridiculous. It was sad and embarrassing.
Put yourself in a cage.
Yes.
Just don't come out ever.
And I love how they called, Black Lives Matter
and
thugs and all of this. He who remains nameless, I don't use my words.
Well, we don't speak his
No. He called Black Lives Matter and all of these different protests going on around the country for Black and brown people being slaughtered. He called us thugs and all these bad words. But then these people just bombarded their way into a government facility and broke in and invaded. How in the hell did anyone end up sitting in Nancy Pelosi's office in a chair without a bullet in the face is beyond me. I can't.
How did anybody end up on the House floor?
Yeah.
Let alone the window behind where Mike Pence and Nancy Pelosi were standing.
Yes.
Literally moments before.
Without having a bullet in the face. And I know how. It's because their skin was not black, it was not brown. It was a lighter hue.
Had it been someone that looked like us, all hell would have broken loose. Bloodshed. We're talking about, death toll,
Dead on
obscene numbers. It just would have not played out the way that it did today.
No.
And it's really sickening, and I'm kind of embarrassed, but also really I'm really scared. There's the fact that we have 75 million people voted for him in this election. So let's not forget that. So, and I'm laughing, but it's because I'm trying to keep from crying. It's literally that bad.
It's sad.
That we have that many people following a person. Like, I just don't have any words to describe who he is and what he represents. Like, we have that many people that are brainwashed as to this man even being a leader of the free world, what we call it. But the fact that these people are still around, it's a new year, we have a new administration coming up, we got the House, we got the Senate, we'll talk about that too. But we still have millions of people who identify with his leadership style, with his agenda, and who still support him. So this is not over. Our problems are not done. It's kind of the same story that we had when President Obama was in office, and we thought he was going to fix everything and everything was going to be great, and all he was going to make black people into this. I don't know what expectations we had of him at that time. He did great work, but as soon as he was gone, we were right back into the fire of just tragedy, of losing our lives to police brutality and white supremacy. This stuff is not going away, and it's a clear indication that we're 6 days in to the new year, and this is what we're dealing with.
Don't let me hear that you say new year, new you. Ain't nothing changed. I'm not gonna say new year nothing until America changes its attitude, and that's not happening anytime soon because of what we saw today. It's just not changing, and it scares me because we have so many people who, like he said, like all these people who support that orange dude, and they turn around and they go back, and those people, they work and they own facilities, they own businesses, and and like they're hiding behind, and and that's another thing. The people who were on the Capitol today, those were just a small section. The big people who are pushing this and who are behind this, they're not out there. The people who are funding all of this, they're not out there. The people that you saw today, those are the people who are pretty much on the lower end of the spectrum. I will say this and probably get some disrespectful
because
comments.
They're going to the Olive Garden and to
As
the Holiday Inn.
Olive Garden and the Holiday Inn. But those are the people who are on the lower end of the spectrum, either the lower end of the tax scale, and nothing that Trump has done in these, I say his name, nothing that he has done in these last 4 years is really benefiting them in any way. But somehow in their heads, the people who are funding this has funded it enough so that they believe that going out there and smashing windows is going to change something. And don't you dare compare it to riots and things that happen in these other cities, right, with Target and the Capitol. Two different things. Not even close to each other. So don't you dare match those next to each other with you simple-minded little peasants. Don't do that. It's disgraceful. It is not American. I would say that there were no black people there, but there were black people there, and we're sorry.
But in very few number. Very few number.
Un poquito.
But I think what really strikes me is the clear and blatant racism and white supremacy. Like, if you did not see white supremacy before, this was it.
It served it on a platter.
You cannot deny it after this. And not saying that a lot of people do deny it. Yeah. But I think in terms of people that I talk to, or my colleagues and people who are of the Caucasian race, they have not denied it. But this is clear. We are seeing things so much clearer now. Like we've all seen this year what Black Lives Matter protests have been, and we were in DC for the protest in August, the March on Washington, very peaceful. But they were waiting on us.
Yeah,
the police was waiting on us. They were there. They were patrolling. We had, of course, they had some that were probably paid because of the march. But once we, in the streets and things at night and times at night, they were there waiting on us.
Yeah.
Today, what happened? It took them 3.5, 4 hours to even get the National Guard there.
Was ridiculous. There is no way it should have taken them 3 hours to get the National Guard there. It shouldn't have taken them. It takes you 20 minutes to ride from DC to Virginia. How in the hell did it take 2 hours for the Virginia State Police to get there?
Maryland Police.
What kind of foolishness is that? Like, what were you doing? So no, you can't tell me that they just didn't plan right for this. No, you planned to sit on your hands, and it happened, and you waited, and that orange dude prompted all of this to happen, and he needs to be held accountable.
Yeah, absolutely. The fact that he had a rally planned that day, it was clear, people knew it, and that the day was set for the voting, the counts for the Electoral College for, actually confirming President-elect Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. And all of that stuff was happening in one day.
Yeah.
So you can't tell me that there was no idea that this would happen or that there would be some type of protest or some type of action happening, and that the Capitol Police was the only people that were supposed to be there at that time. And there's videos of huge crowds that when once they did get inside, they were chasing after an officer and things of that sort. It's really ridiculous that guns weren't drawn.
I commend that one black officer I did see who was like going up the stairs. He kept telling the guy, move back. I commend him for not shooting that dude in the face, but he should have. Because just like they shot at any of these other people, and he should have shot him in the face because he feared for his life. I would have used that same line back on him. Because, and I'm not promoting violence, so don't come at me with that crap either. So I just feel like it's time out for us to turn the other cheek. I'm a great Christian. I love the Lord and all of that. And it's just at some point you've got to stop and you've got to realize that, it's not going to change until you stand up and you stand your ground. Just like Trump, just like Orange Man told them, stand up, stand by, whatever the heck it was. Yeah. At this point, we stand up, stand by, and get prepared.
Let's talk about that little crappy ass speech that he sent out after President-elect Joe Biden, gave an appeal to the nation as to what was going on, and it was a really good speech in my mind because he was not targeting them as terrorists or people of that sort. He wanted them to understand that let democracy happen. It's going to happen. It's for the better of our nation. Let's stop this, go home, things of that sort. And then he called out the orange dude, as he called. I call him Cheeto. And he called him out. And then later, like a few minutes later, actually, they showed his video of him in the garden or one of the lawns or something at the White House, telling them to go home. But he was saying, I love you, and you are great patriots, and they stole the election. So he's continued to spill these lies into his patriots, that they call them, but telling them to go home. So you're fueling the fire. You're giving them more, you're igniting the fire. You're giving more initiative for them to continue with the lies that's going on, and to protest or riot or whatever they want to call it, what they were doing. So it was a coward move, like he's been doing for the last 4 years. But the scariest part for me still remains that there are millions of people that follow this man. So even though we have a new administration, we have new leadership, all this going on, we still got to protect ourselves. You got to look over your back. You got to look over your shoulders. You got to look in front of you, because you don't know who's for you or who's against you. And it's always been that way, literally. But now it's coming out. It's really coming out.
He's made it okay for them to do this. And now that they've done this, this is just the beginning of them actually showing their natural asses. And this is the beginning of it. So our call to black, brown people, Asian people, whomever you may be,
allies,
you need to stand up and be prepared. Just like he told them to stand by, stand up, whatever, it's time for us to do the same thing. Today was an indication that they'll act a plumb fool. They will cut up when they feel like their white supremacy their white privilege is being torn down. And this
is a revolution. It's something that I heard quite a few times. It's a revolution. We're taking our country back. It was stolen from us. Who's stealing it?
Who stole it in the first place? Who's stealing it?
When was it ever great?
Yeah.
What days are we trying to get back to? I can't understand the concept of his whole election, or even when he was running the first time. Like, I never understood it, and even to this day, I never understand how people of this generation, even people our age and younger, there are millennials, there are Generation Z people who are supporting this, who are diehard Orange fans, and I just can't understand it.
I'm not shocked. Don't think
Not shocked
that I'm
at all.
surprised or shocked or not. It was only a matter of time before something like this happened. The officials in this case were very ill prepared. We're not prepared at all for this, and I think it was for Black America. Today was a great day.
It wasn't us this time.
It wasn't us. For Black
It wasn't
America,
us.
it was a great day today because we got to sit back and watch them climb walls so they can call us monkeys. Now we're gonna watch them climb walls. Thugs, they cracked open windows and bust open windows and invaded offices and all of this. Sacred spaces of our government.
It's supposed to be one of the most secure places in our nation.
It's secure when we there.
Yeah.
Because when we were there,
We were just there.
it was locked down.
In 2020.
It's secure when we're there, but who knows? So,
There's that.
yeah.
But Georgia.
We'll get to that one next.
You got something else?
No, I'm done. I don't want to talk about the people no more. You get no more of my time. Because what you did was postpone the inevitable. Because Nancy says she's going back to the floor.
Back to the floor.
Oh, I do have something else. Pence, I just read. Pence never left the Capitol.
Oh,
Leadership.
interesting.
He never left the Capitol. He was there the entire time. People thought he left, but he was there the entire time and chose not to leave. Leadership. He's doing his job. His role was completely ceremonial, so everybody knew that. And even Orange Man knew it. He just felt like he could do something, but he couldn't. But he never left the Capitol. He was there the entire time. And if you check his tweets were a lot stronger than the other dudes that supposedly his boss. But we'll see how that works out for the next 2 weeks.
Well, you know, he's been trashing him anyway.
Yes, because he didn't follow directions. You know.
He trashes everybody.
Yeah. So that's our spiel. Today was a great day for Black America. Yeah, I'm excited. 14 days until the election, until the inauguration. It changes nothing.
Yes.
Oh well.
Final thoughts.
Keep your head up.
Keep your head up. That's a good one. I was
Keep
just
your
going
head
to
up.
say, just stand up. Keep your head up. Stand up. But also sit back. Because today was the day for us to sit back and watch.
Watch them make a plum fool.
Yeah. But also vote. It's important. We need to turn as many elections as we can. And for me, it's just really not the red and blue thing. And actually CNN kind of put it in a perspective that we normally think about it. I can't remember the lady's name. Black chick. She's really good. She's on CNN. But they were saying like a lot of the Republicans, they are in rooms now, like in pods or spaces in the Capitol together. Like, you know, Democrats and Republicans in certain areas hiding out. And one of the conversations was they can't wait to get back to when the parties were talking about tax reform and the issues were actually about the issues and not about who's right and who's wrong and what side you're on and all of these foolish things that's going on and the battle now is really not about the issues that affect the people. So I can't wait till we get back to that point where we're talking about the actual issues, the things that affect us day in and day out, because that's what interests me. That's what the people want to hear. That's what we want to see.
Give the people what they want.
Get the people what they want.
Yeah.
That's what we want. But don't forget, segue, to like,
share,
and subscribe.
And comment your thoughts down below. We
Please
know
do.
we kind of got on a soapbox today, and
Yeah.
because we needed to get this off. It threw my entire day off, so we needed to get this
since
out.
like 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
We're
and-
political like junkies.
Yes. Yeah. So, thank you guys for watching. When we will see you guys next time, we're actually going to be talking about the Georgia election. So, bye.